Today we are going to create an AI automation through which we are going to reply back to emails automatically and save them in draft. One of the biggest issues that everybody faces is that they get a lot of emails. I receive a lot of emails, almost hundreds of them per day. And now replying to all of them takes a huge part of my day. But I don't want to spend that time. Imagine if using ChatGPT or any other large language models, you could reply back and write a draft to every one of those emails. It adds and saves me so much time, at least 3 to 4 hours per day. And this exact automation you can sell to any business which is out there, because everybody receives a lot of emails. So yeah, now I'm going to go deep into automation, how it works and how we've built it. So as you can see, initially we have got a Gmail trigger, which is connected to a basic LLM chain. And then at the end, we've got create a draft. This is how we are going to execute. Right now, I've received an email, which I sent from another email. And now we're going to execute this workflow and it's going to automatically create a draft. Exactly. When you click on this, now when you go everywhere, you see that there is already a draft which is written there, all meeting, and this is all draft which is written. We have written this using different large language models. So that is really important. So now we are going to build everything from scratch. Obviously, with any n8n, we have to start it always with a trigger. Any automation, something has to trigger it, something has to start it. So we are going to have on message trigger. And here we are going to connect it to OAuth. If you want to learn how to connect Google or get these credentials, check out this other video that I've got. Here we are also going to start sending polling. So exactly how often we should look at Gmail. We've got every minute, every hour. We choose for every minute. And then when you're trying to search, we are searching inside Gmail. And here we could say from, and then from has to have dot and then me. I set it up. And this is how the whole event is being fetched right now with this Gmail trigger. You can also see when we go back here, now I'm going to start looking for the next node. And in this next node, my goal is to get something like LLM. I want it to be connected to some LLM chain. And then here I'm switching on the option specific output format, enable feedback model, all of that. And then source for prompt. So I have to set up a specific prompt. And here I'm going to add a prompt, which is going to take as input the subject element, which I'm going to take left from the input. This is from the email that we are typing. And then on the next one, I need a message. This is where we are going to have the message. And this message is going to be the message that I receive on that email. So I'm just going to text as HTML. I'm going to take this text and I'm going to add it JSON.text as HTML, as you can see. Now I'm chat message. So if I have to chat to it, I want to set up a prompt, and here I'm editing the message. Your task is to set up the message because the response result is JSON format true. If it does, false, otherwise in marketing emails do not require a response. So this is how we have set up this whole message. Now we are going to select a different model. So obviously we want to have a model connected to this basic LLM chat, and here I'm connecting Google Gemini. If you want to see how to connect to Google Gemini, you click on create credentials, and then you just can easily go to Google AI for developers. Google has got its own AI studio, as you can see, and from here you can get the access key. As you can see that we've got this access key here. And we could select many different models. As you can see, we've got Gemini 2.0 Flash, which we are going to use, not that expensive. Now we are also going to parse all of this information. So obviously when you're parsing, if you want a specific format to parse in, then you can parse it here, and we're using the schema type defined using JSON schema. As you can see here, we've got this whole parser. As you can see, type, properties, all of this is here, and we're gonna set this up as a parser. Next, we are just selecting Google Gemini chat model. As you could see here, we are again selecting Gemini 2.0 Flash. So we have set up two different chat models which are there. So we've set up two basic LLM chats, and right now we've got input, we've got output, and this is how we have specified it. Now we are going to set up an if clause. So if needs reply. So if we're setting it up if it needs reply. This is coming from basic LLM chat, which is figuring out if something wants a reply. So the input which is coming from there, we are taking it, we are checking the condition if that thing is true. In the case that this thing is true, we're gonna run an AI, and then we are also gonna start another LLM chain, as you could see, and we are defining a specific prompt for this. And for this prompt, I'm again setting up a subject, and this is something that we get from the Gmail trigger. This is the initial email that we have gotten. As you could see here, we are again selecting the subject, business meeting invitation, key 3 strategy. As you could see, this is something that we have gotten and we have taken here. And now we are also selecting the message. For the message, we are going to take text as HTML. This is exactly the message that we received. This is the source for the prompt for this basic LLM, where it is taking this as information. And here we are also setting up an edit message where we are setting up a prompt. Your task is to draft replies on behalf. So we have set up this prompt. If you want access to it, check the link in the comments below, in the description below. So we are setting up one system prompt where we are setting up personal assistant, as you can see. So yeah, this is our basic LLM chain we have set up. And now we are going in there and we're setting up also Google Gemini. We're connecting it to a model because obviously the prompt has to work, and we're putting in Gemini 2.0 Flash, not an expensive model and one of the best performing models which is out there. We are going to execute this step to see exactly what is the output, and it has actually generated the response. So it has used Google Gemini chat and it has created this response for us that we saw after executing the basic LLM chain. And now the next step is obviously to create a draft. That's why we have added a node from Gmail, create a draft, and here we are typing information. We have email type as text, and we are setting up a subject. For the subject, because it's a draft response, so we are setting up the same one. Email type, we're going to convert it to HTML. Makes more sense because we are also emails understand HTML much better. And look at this, basic LLM chain 3 has this response, and this is the response that we are giving. We are setting up a thread ID, obviously, because it's a response to that email, and then we can take a thread ID from Google Trigger. That is really important so that it works perfectly to that draft. And to the email, this is something we have to scroll it down, and I have to find from somewhere. Yeah, from, I found where the from is, and yes, so we've got this from. We've configured all of these settings, and now we are just gonna execute this to see how the draft is created. And exactly, this is what the draft looks like. Hello, thank you for your invitation, Sarah. Yes, this time works perfectly for me. And this is how we have created this whole draft email. I hope you like this automation. This is a simple one or complicated, I do not know. We've got other complicated automations also on this channel where we're posting daily. I'd love if you like and subscribe and ask any questions because it helps with the algorithm. If you want us to implement this in your business, just book a meeting with us and we're gonna set it up for you. And if you wanna learn more about AI, check out my school community where we are going into details, and we have got a lot of engineers who are there to help you out. Perfect.